Hello my crafty friends, this is Crystal with Happy to Plan. I am going to be sharing with you a little Dollar Tree craft that I have created, and I really think that it turned out really cute, so I thought I would share with you and I make my next one. So I'm going to show you what the end result looks like and then kind of show you what I did to create it. So this is the little bag I made, and it's got a little pocket here with the felt little strawberry on top. I'll show you the items that are in the bag as we go along. I don't want to take it out because it's all nicely wrapped, but let me show you what I used from the Dollar Tree. So I found these cute little strawberry plates. The reason that I'm doing this is because we are planning a little quote-unquote surprise. It's not really a surprise because she kind of knows what's happening, but she doesn't know like what's happening. She just knows something's happening for my sister for her birthday, and I'm gonna put this video out after her birthday, so it won't spoil the surprise because she does watch some of my videos. So the I'm gonna put together, like, what we're doing is basically doing the little, I think I found this on TikTok, probably because I literally find everything on TikTok, but we're doing little canvases and we're going to paint a picture. And what you do is you do 2 minutes, you paint like a picture for 2 minutes, and then so that's why I bought this little the sand timer, and it's a 2-minute timer. So and this is from the Dollar Tree as well. It's from the teaching section. And then this is the canvases from the Dollar Tree, and I decided to get this one. I think there's a bigger one that's like a flat one, but I couldn't find that one. That's the one I kind of wanted, the ones that are like, I think they're like 8 by 10 or 8 by 11, but I figure these would be fine. There's 4 of us going, so my sister, me, my mom, and her daughter, and so we're doing like a little picnics, and it's going to be strawberry themed. So I grabbed the canvases and I grabbed some 2 different toothbrushes. I grabbed 2 of the paintbrush sets. These are really, I actually pulled some out already, so I'm going to just show you. These ones are fairly good. I mean, out of all of the kind of brushes that they have, these ones are pretty good. I'm really impressed with them. I mean, obviously they're not like the super high quality ever, but they're pretty soft, and the bristles are, I like the texture of them. They have like, they're not like overly soft, but they also, but they're kind of, especially this one, I really like this brush. I figured it would be really good for like painting like backdrops and stuff. So we are going to kind of like a park area for the picnic. So my thought is, like, we're gonna have each of the persons, so each of us girls is gonna paint, like, we're gonna pick a spot somewhere that we're looking at and like create that image. So we're gonna start with like the backdrop, and then what you do is after the 2 minutes you pass the canvas and they basically have to add something to the picture, and it could be anything they want. They don't necessarily, we're all probably going to be sitting in different spots, so they could pick something else and make it something different. So and then so we'll do that for each 2 minutes, and we'll pass the thing around. So, and I don't know if we're going to go 2 rounds each or if we're just going to do 1 round and then stop, so I'll decide that when we get there. But so that's what I bought. So I bought this, I bought the 2 brush sets, and then I brought these cute little aprons that have the I mean, literally they're not adult size at all. This picture is very I mean, I guess she could be a little girl, and I guess it could fit this little girl, but these are very small. But I figured at least it would just cover up the tops of us at least. And then to go along with the strawberry theme, I bought these little strawberry plates, and they're kind of hard to find. It's kind of weird because it's like the strawberry stuff is very selective. They had like the strawberry plates and they had the strawberry like cups, but they literally had no other thing that was strawberry. At least nothing I saw. I don't know if anyone else had seen anything at Dollar Tree, but like the napkins they have that are like shaped like watermelon slices, and then they had lemon slices and orange slices and kiwis and everything. I've seen everything but strawberries. I'm like, you could have made a strawberry napkin. Like, it wouldn't have been that hard. But anyway, so what I thought we could do for these is we could use these as the paint palettes. We could put the paint on there. I did actually go and buy the paints from the 99-cent only store, because they have just the colors that were at my store just weren't exactly the colors I was looking for. So I did buy the paints at the 99-cent only store, but you can definitely buy paints at the Dollar Tree. They have them. I don't know how well they work, and I've never used them before, but anyway, so that goes in there. And then I bought this cute little bag, and this is from the Dollar Tree. I bought this bag from the Dollar Tree, and this is what I'm going to create the little felt pocket and put that on, just to make it more, just to make it cuter and make it more part of the theme. So I'm going to go ahead and set these aside. Oh, and I did also, I unwrapped this already, so, but I did also buy the little picnic things. I don't know if I have the packaging still. There it is. Okay, so here's the packaging. Oops. Here's the packaging. So they're the wax basket liners, and they're like in the barbecue section. So since we're having a picnic, I thought it would be cute to decorate with this tissue paper. So it's not as big as, like, the pieces aren't as big as like a standard tissue size paper, but for what I need, it works perfect. So I'm also using that as well. And that is also from the Dollar Tree. So let's put this aside and kind of show you what I did. So this is, the felt is not from the Dollar Tree, but there is felt at the Dollar Tree sometimes. And I'll show you, this is the felt that's from the Dollar Tree. And it's quite a bit thinner. You can, I don't know if you can be able to tell that it's, you know, you can see my hand through this one, and you can't through this one. So I actually ran out of red felt that wasn't from the Dollar Tree, so I just grabbed this piece from the Dollar Tree, and then I'm going to use that for the one that's for me. I don't know, I haven't decided yet, because I want to keep my bag afterwards. Okay, so what am I doing? Okay, so let me just show you. So then basically what I did was I actually took one of these plates, because I only need 4 of them, and I cut this inner circle. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, there it is. So I cut the inner circle out of the plate to use as a template, and then I rounded the edge just a little bit just to make it more like pocket shaped. So that's what I did, and I literally, with the green felt, I freehanded the leaf design. I'm just like, I just kind of cut pieces and just freehanded it, and then made a little stem. So each of them look quite different. And then the only thing that's not from the Dollar Tree is the little sequence that comes on here. The other thing you can use, you could just do felt pieces, but I just wanted it to be a little more interactive, and I just liked the idea of putting the sequence on there. So the sequence did come from just something I had in my stash. So that's literally, out of everything in here, that's the only thing. Well, the felt is also not from the Dollar Tree, but again, you could buy the felt from the Dollar Tree. So let's jump in and show you what I'm going to do. So basically what I'm going to do, I did get the floss that I'm using. I got that. I'm pretty sure that I got this from the Dollar Tree. It's really a very silky floss. It's needlepoint floss, and it's kind of weird. It feels weird to me. So I'm not, I mean, it definitely works, but I don't know. It's just kind of like, kind of waxy feeling, if that makes sense. I'm sure it doesn't make sense, because it doesn't make sense, but it's waxy feeling. So anyway, I digress. I'm going to start this little project, and the first thing that I'm going to do is take some of this floss, and this came from my stash, but again, you can buy this at the Dollar Tree. Typically I find it kind of in the like the counter, like near the registers. That's generally where I find the packs of the thread. In the dollar, sometimes it's in the crafters square aisle, but typically I find it in the in the I can't talk. I find it in the counter, like where the registers are. Generally, that's where I find it. All right, so basically what I'm doing is I'm just pulling off one of these pieces, and you just pull, and it comes right out. All right, so I'm going to take this floss, or thread, or whatever you want to call it. It's embroidery floss. And I'm just gonna, this is literally one of the hardest parts about this whole project is threading the needle. And then I'm just tying a knot at the end. I doubled it and tied a knot at the end. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start stitching. I'm just gonna start kind of inside. I'm stitching the two pieces together, and I'm just gonna make a little straight stitch. Yeah, I need it. I can't use this needle. I'm gonna use a straight stitch. To secure the stitches, I go through the end of it, just to kind of secure the stitch in there. And then I'm literally just going to do a straight stitch. And basically, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but basically all you do with a straight stitch, you just put the needle a little further up, and then go down into the stitch that you had stitched previously. And it just makes a straight stitch. So, and I'm not like, you know, I'm doing this very, I mean, this is supposed to be handmade, so I'm not going to be super picky about how, oops. I'm not going to be super picky about how long the stitches are. I do want them to be sort of kind of the same length, but it's all right. And then I'm just going to go all the way around the edge of this green piece to get this sewn on to the strawberry part. And you want to try to stay as close to the edge as possible. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to go all the way around the edge of this, and there are parts that are going to be kind of off the edge. See, so like I cut this, and I'm even going to go around that piece as well, all the way around the stem and everything. I'm going to trim this one just a little bit, like how it's hanging off of there. So I'm just going to trim this just a little bit. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to spend the next 10-ish minutes doing that, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. All right, so I'm back. So I did get the leaf sewn on. You can see it's kind of a mess back here, but that doesn't really matter because you're not going to see the back. And then I did start putting on the sequins. So I was talking to my mom and I totally forgot to turn the camera on, but that's okay. Basically what I'm doing is I just thread the needle through, and then I'm just putting the needle. You have to have kind of a pretty thin needle, at least for this particular piece of sequence. And then you just kind of want to hide the stitch underneath and hold it down. And I don't know if I was showing it to you. Let me do it again. So you just basically take your needle, and I'm just kind of trying to do it random. So I'm just going to poke it kind of right there. And then you lead the sequence piece through. Kind of have to have a thinner needle here because this particular sequence has a small hole. And then I typically like to kind of hold it down with my thumb and then kind of hide the stitch underneath. And you do want to kind of leave a little bit of space, so do like a little bit of space there. And then you just go back through again and pick up another piece. Get it in there. Weed it through. I'm going to try to get one more, even though I'm running out of thread. See if I can try to get one more. And then just weed it through. All right. And then I'm just going to tie this end off. Kind of just weed it back through the felt on that one layer. And then I'm going to just have to tie this, even though it's really going to be hard. There we go. All right, well, I'm just going to leave that like that. Okay, so there's my little strawberry. And now we've got to get it onto the bag. Now, this is where the difficulty level kind of increases. So, okay, so this is the thread from the Dollar Tree. You can tell it's like coming apart. I'm not really impressed with this thread. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the middle here and just line it up. And I have a embroidery hoop, which I'm gonna use the embroidery hoop because it was pretty hard to do without it. So I'm just gonna put one of the, now the embroidery hoop I did not get from the Dollar Tree, but I just happen to have embroidery hoops. I'm gonna put that in the center, lower it just a little bit. And take the other piece, close that off. And then I'm going to grab my thread and my needle. I just, again, doubled it and tied a knot in it. And then I am going to actually just use this other needle and just kind of put it on here. Just to keep it in there. And then, can't remember what it is. Okay, so then I'm just going to do stitches along the top. I'm going to leave some of it open at the top, so I'm not going to go directly at the top because I want to make it a pocket. So again, just weeding this through. And I'm going to do a straight stitch, but I am going to actually leave spaces in between. So I don't know if that's still considered, still considered a straight stitch. I am going through again with my thread. What's going on? I'm weeding through that knot. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I am taking that other thread and kind of putting it through. So I'll show you on the one I did here. See how I see how for the leaf I went like directly right next to the stitch, but for the strawberry I left a little bit of space in between each stitch. And honestly, the only reason I actually did that was because it's really hard to do this. This part is really hard because you're dealing with the inside of the bag and you're trying to it's just hard. It's just a harder stitch to do. So I'm just gonna, for pure laziness purposes, I'm gonna just take it and weed it through. And the embroidery hoop definitely helps kind of keep, I really need to get a different needle. This needle is not sharp enough. But you can see I'm just going to go through. I am kind of, again, not really paying much attention, just kind of being random. Obviously this pocket is not like super secure. You probably wouldn't want to put little tiny things in here. But again, you want to make sure that you're holding that other side of the bag while you're stitching. And I think that's why the embroidery hoop helps. I was trying to do this without it before, and I was like really super hard because I kept almost catching the other side of the bag. But I'm just weeding it through, going in and out, leaving some space. I like the way it looks too, because it does give it a little bit of a different look than the leaf, because the leaf has the stitches so close together. Again, you got to make sure you're not catching that other side of that bag, so just try to keep it as open as possible. I'm just kind of, when I'm moving it, I'm kind of moving the bag with it. I'm just trying to ensure that I'm not getting that stitch in that other side. There could be way easier ways to do this, but this is just the way I'm doing it. So it's the way it's getting done. One way that I could be doing that would make it a lot easier is if I had a sharper needle. Okay, so I finished that up, and then I'll take this little thing out, and then it becomes a pocket. So cute. Okay, so then the other thing that I wanted to test out, it's I probably should have ironed these before I did this, but I didn't. The other thing I wanted to test out is I kind of want to personalize them by putting our names at the bottom. So I have these rub-ons that came from the Dollar Tree, and I think I'm going to try to see if I can't rub on letters to fabric. It says furniture, smooth surface like tiles, furniture, paper, scrapbook, gift boxes, etc. So let's see if it works. So I'm going to actually start with the letter L. I'm going to make this one mine. A little bone folder here, but you can definitely use like a popsicle stick or anything. Really trying to make sure it's adhered on there. Don't feel like it's working. Oh, wait, maybe. Oh, it worked. Now, it probably would not be washable. If I put this in the wash, it probably wouldn't work. But let's keep going. Okay, the hardest part, getting the backing off. Spelling your name backwards is weird. I actually had to write it out because I'm like, wait, how to spell my name backwards? So again, I'm really pressing very hard and trying to get that whole entire thing just, you know, I actually probably overdo it just because I want to make sure that it's got every single piece. I have done these before where I pull it up and then like there's one little piece I didn't do. So I feel like it's quite got there. I think it's just about continually getting that sticker kind of adhered on. And then just very gently lifting it off. Okay, and then I need the T. I actually need a TRNS, so I'll just cut all of these up. And I'm just completely eyeballing this. I'm not making it. And I definitely wanted to do this because it's one of the things me and my sister run into a lot is that I definitely get more personalized stuff than she does. But her name is Alisa, so it's A-L-I-S-A. And it's very, very, very rare that she finds things that have her name on it. I get it. It's rare. It's hard for me to find it, but it's even harder for my sister. So I think that would be really cute for her to have a little bag that has her name on it. All right, so I think I'll finish this up. Again, kind of some things am doing is just really pressing down really hard. It's kind of almost like I can see it going into the fabric. It kind of changes color when it's actually adhered on. And then I'm lifting it. I'm doing it pretty gently. The reason that I'm doing that is because if I see something that's not adhered down, you can kind of just put it back. See, I kind of did that one a little quick there. So did I spell it right? S-T-A-L, okay. Oh, so I need the Y. All right, so I finished up all of the bags. I did want to show you the difference between the Dollar Tree felt and the felt that, you know, you can get regular places. So that's the difference. I think it actually doesn't look any different to me, except maybe the color variation's a little bit different. I actually think this looks like more strawberry color than this. So, yeah. So anyway, I added everybody's name to the bags. I really like how these are turning out. And let me show you now what I plan to do with the inside. So I'm going to take one of these little papers here. I'm going to cut it in. So I'm going to cut it into a square. I'm just squaring it off. And then I'm going to take the brushes that I bought. I took them out of the packaging. And I'm just going to sit them in here. and I'm going to roll them up like they were kind of like making it look like a little utensil like thing, you know, like where you put napkins in a utensil. And I'm just going to take some clear tape and tape that, and then I'm going to take the little apron thing here, use the other square. I'm just going to wrap this up. And put a little piece of tape on that. And then I'm going to take I'm going to go ahead and take this off just so we don't have to have the garbage at the park. Then I'm going to put this on top of here, give them a little strawberry plate and their little napkin. And then I'm going to take another piece and kind of put this over it just to kind of keep it all together in the bag. Fold the two ends under. Secure that with a piece of tape. Let me actually put one more piece of tape on there. Okay, and then I'm going to put this all in the bag. Now I was thinking about maybe putting the brushes in the pocket, but I feel like they might fall out. So I don't really have anything that I want to put in the pocket specifically. So, so that is what it's going to look like. And each of us will get our own little bag to work on. Oh, wait, I also want to, just to add something, I'm going to go ahead and add one more piece of little paper to the bag. Let me actually, I'm going to stick it into the little pocket, the little pouch I made. So yeah. So that is our little pea bags. I think they turned out really cute. I'm very happy with them. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to add some pictures and some video of us at the park and kind of our picnic and how we set it up. So that will be next. So thanks for watching.